If churches offer salvation every week, why do many only offer first steps once a month? In this video, Sheldon makes a bold case for why first steps should be part of the weekly rhythm of every disciple making church.
You need to offer first steps as often as you take up all tithes and offerings, as often as you offer salvation. I say to pastors, treat first steps like you treat praise and worship. You're going to have it. Somebody's going to say something, which means somebody's going to do a first step. We're going to offer first steps, okay? It's that critical to the life of making disciples. We cannot be a Matthew 28 church and abdicate our responsibility to show people how. Okay, so what happens is a 3-step pathway that happens every week. It's cyclical, so we offer a different step every week, but the steps just go in a circle. So week 1, step 1, week 2, step 3, week 3, step 3, week 4, step 1, week 5, step 2, week 6, step 3. Are you tracking what I'm saying? They go in rotation. They do not stop. This is not a first Sunday, second Sunday, third Sunday. This is a cycle that does not stop. And to be honest, the steps don't matter because the experience is one in which you get in at any point. And it's like, think about it as collecting all the rings, right? It's not about going in order. It's about going through all three. And we design the content in such a way. This is what we unpack in the First Step Playbook. We design the content in such a way that it doesn't matter if it's your first week or your third week. Every session is valuable to you, no matter which one you attend, all right? So let me give you this. I'm going to give you the 3 parts of the 3 steps because I also, while you're instituting and implementing your first step process and you may be about reimagining it, or you're like, Sheldon, I like this system, I'm interested in it, I think we're going to roll it out. Let me also challenge what you're teaching in these classes, because I think what I find when I analyze pastors in their churches and their next step process, their new members and assimilations processes, is that remember I said the number 2 mistake that we're like it or number 3 mistake is that there's incredibly too much information, too much process, too many hurdles, too many speed bumps. Let me help you simplify what people need to know in order to complete the first step, okay? Here we go. In the first week, we're going to talk about values before vision, right? Most of us, when people join our church, we want to tell them the entire history of our church. We want to tell them we were founded in 1876 by these 4 missionaries who started in their house. And from then on, yes, that's great. I'm not saying don't share the beauty of the story of your church. What I'm saying is that's not most people's first question. Most people's first question is, what's in it for me? Listen to me. We live in the most self-interested generation to have ever existed. Watch this. Not self-centered, self-interested. People's favorite sound is their name. We live in the most highly personalized culture we've ever lived in. How do I know that? Because we all have these, but everyone makes theirs look like theirs. We emails are personalized, phone calls are personalized. Our cars now say, "Good morning, Sheldon, welcome." We live in a personalized society, and because of that, people have wired themselves to say when they encounter anything new is, "What's this for me?" And the church has a spiritual, hear me, spiritual obligation to help people understand what's in church for me: community, belonging, faith, friendship. Spaces for your kids to grow up with other, I'm not reducing the weight of what discipleship in the church is. I'm just trying to get you to understand, to answer their question before you answer your question. This is not we need you to know this. This is we need you to know this is for you. So value before vision. Number 2, in the second step, we're helping people understand their God-given design through the spiritual gifts assessment, spiritual gifts survey, a bunch of This is about an 80 question test that helps you understand 14, depending on which answer key you're using, 14 to 21 different spiritual gifts that God has intrinsically put in his creation. And those spiritual gifts have value. They help a person understand why they are wired. They help a person understand why they're attracted to the things they're attracted to in the kingdom of God. The reason we don't use Enneagrams and Myers-Briggs and ENT, these are all beautiful things that I think DISC assessments you should pair alongside the spiritual gifts assessment. But this is spiritual work. Building a church is spiritual matter. And I think we should use God's test, not a workplace test or a personality test. Those are secondary to your spiritual gift. Your spiritual gift ultimately is the reason God put you on the earth. And he put that gift in you because there's a solution in the earth that he's called you to solve. And you understand why he put you on the earth. I say this all the time. The 3 best days of a person's life are the day they were born, the day they were born again, and then the day they found out why. The day they were born, the day they were born again, and the day they out. Wow, 3 best days in a person's life. Step 2 is meant to just help them understand their why. Last thing on step 2 is I think the church has a monopoly. The church has a monopoly on connecting the creation to the creator. It's the only thing, no, hear me. You can try a bunch of different things. You can try, y'all know what I'm saying. You can try a bunch of ways to connect to the creator. The church is God's institution on the earth to connect his creation to him. We have the monopoly, so we should own it instead too. Hey, if you want to connect to God in a deeper way and know him in a deeper way, let's help you. We alone can help you understand that. When I say we, I mean the big C church. Right? And then step 3, right? Step 3, this is where we take step 1. Hey, we exist for you. Step 2, gifts that God put inside of you that you need to know about, and we're going to help you identify those. Now that you know that this is a safe place to exist within and that there's something intrinsically valuable on the inside of you, we want to show you how that gift comes alive within the local church, how your purpose is refined, how your purpose is unearthed, how you become the thing that you desire in your heart to become through the local church. This is how people go from discovery to belonging. This is how their purpose is revealed. And we show them how that purpose happens through becoming a part of something bigger than them, through serving, through participating and helping other people come to know Jesus, highest calling of all humanity, to go into all the world and make disciples. You get what I'm saying? This becomes a very self-fulfilling, symbiotic, self-fulfilling circle, right? You start your process, and by the end of your process, you are participating in other people finding their process. Are you tracking with me? 3 steps. I think a lot of us, where we go wrong is in our first step. If we're offering a first step, or if we're imagining one, or if we're already operating one, we are answering questions, quite frankly, that no one's asking, or we're giving people way too much information. Notice what I didn't do in here. I didn't give you theological positioning. I didn't teach you how to hear the voice of the Holy Spirit. I didn't teach you how discipleship principles, because here's the truth. That's coming. We're not advocating that. We're saying that's not the start of discipleship. That is in the process of being discipled. You learn those things, and we're going to be intentional, just as intentional about that as we are about this. But if there's no clear start, then I never get to the development of becoming a disciple. Are y'all with this? Okay, let's keep going, because I want to get to the Q&A. It's probably my favorite part of this whole conversation. Okay, so now that you have a system, you need to now then know that people don't commit to vision until they experience value. So that's step 1. Step 2 is we have people reveal their purpose through God's design. And step 3, people commit because they're needed. And when they see something, part of something bigger than them, they're more likely to say yes and stay. Remember this, the real quiet engine running behind this system is the consistency. It's every week, it's after every service, and it happens, it's 30 minutes, it happens every single week.